What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be reviewing the Magcubic L108 Keystone and 1080p projector. This projector is equipped with Android 13 and Whale OS, which means they have Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, and Disney Plus, along with an app store so you can download all of your favorite video streaming devices. So let's get into the review. In the box, you get with a very thick, very long instruction manual, which will teach you all the things that you need to do in order to use the projector. A power cord to power the projector. It is 2 meters long. It's a very high quality remote that I will explain on how to use later. It's the projector, obviously. 180-degree movements, 11 inch. It's made out of thick plastic, and it has the camera for the Keystone and autofocus, and has the big lens, power button. Projector also has HDMI, USB, a headphone jack, which I don't think anybody would use, probably the microphone that's connected with the remote, and the IR receiver, which is, because the remote, I'll explain it to you later, is both IR and Bluetooth, and a nice tripod stand on the bottom. Okay, so I've currently had the projector plugged in and turned on. I'm now going to turn on the projector, and it's going to project from the wall behind me. Currently have the projector plugged in. Dim, left, right. See how right there the projector does its Keystone correction to correct the focus and the display orientation. Tests that I will conclude are all on a standard tripod. Keystone correction will not be used. Starting off with the first impressions of the projector has a nice bright display for the current room light that is currently turned on, so it's very impressive for a $100 projector. First, start off the official review with going to the settings menu. First menu you will see is a network where you can connect to your Wi-Fi, Bluetooth to connect to a speaker. The second menu is picture, where you can turn on like standard movie picture mode, or even eye protection mode, which turns it to where whenever you look into the projector, it won't hurt your eyes as much as when it's turned off. The next selection in the menu is the sound, where you can change your balance from left to right, your sound mode, and the output and the format. The next option you'll see in the menu is the lens, where you can change projection direction, autofocus, keystone correction, and digital zoom. The next thing you'll see, device preferences, where you will get your language, date and time, keyboard, device mode, which is where you'll change the brightness of the LED. Put on energy saving mode, you can see that the fans will quiet down, but will increase once you put it back in highlight mode. Since there is ambient light, which may affect the projection screen, I'll keep it in highlight mode for the rest of the video. The next option you'll see is the apps, where you'll be able to see all your apps and the app permissions. After pass over voice service and software update, you'll get back to the start. Projector supports HDMI and fast channel. And see your basic streaming apps such as Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, Disney Plus, Tubi, Max, and Hulu, along with a Play Store where you can install different types of apps such as Peacock, Pluto TV, and Apple TV. Also a TV casting option, which is also put onto the remote. This is how you can cast your phone screen onto the projection screen. The projector also has a speaker remote option, which is also put right here on the remote. Projector's response time to the remote inputs is fairly fast in the home screen, but once you start going into YouTube, to Netflix, and to Prime Video, you will start to see how it starts to lag. So there's only 1 GB of RAM running Android 13, which is not enough. Projector itself is an open optics projector. There is a door on the back of the projector along with a screw on the bottom of it, where you would unscrew it and get to the main lenses of the projector to clean it, as dust starts to get apparent after a few weeks of use. The focus starts to degrade around the corners, but it is much better than any of the other Magcubic projectors, such as the HY300 Pro. Now I'd like to do the audio test on the projector's built-in speaker. Got the volume. Now let's try this out. The speaker that's built in onto the projector is surely not going to win any awards because it's basically a 5-watt, really small speaker on the left side of the projector. So it's not the best, but it definitely pumps out a little bit of oomph and bass into it, but it's not the best. So I recommend that you connect it to some better bookshelf speakers. Switching from app to app is definitely laggy as the CPU is not that good. Projector being 1080p, I was very surprised in how clear it looks. Also being 400 ANSI lumens is also very bright. Now I'd like to demonstrate the auto keystone correction and autofocus that is built in onto the projector. All of the built-in options that came with the keystone correction and autofocus settings are all enabled, such as obstacle recognition and screen recognition. For the projector, by a very decent amount, there is the object covering the screen and it is not aligned. So let me shake the projector a bit to change it. And just like that, it makes the screen smaller so then the object is not in the way. Tilt the projector so then the display will become higher. You can see that the grid pops up and corrects the display. In order to manually change the focus, which is on the remote, you need to click these buttons on the remote, which is focus plus and focus minus. In order to manually change the keystone, you turn off auto keystone correction and click on 4-corner correction, which then you'll be able to manually program all the things you need. If you use my link and my code at purchase, you will get yourself an 18% discount on this projector. That makes it from $100 to $82. Who doesn't love a good discount? Anyways, guys, thank you for watching my video. My name is Steve from Game Tech Unboxed. See you in another one.